So, you in paradise, I'm a loser, baby. So why don't you kill me? Dun 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 dun. Yeah, you may say that I'm a freak show, but hey, everyone you wanna be probably set it off like me. You may say that I'm a zero, I don't care. But hey, I can be a superstar. I see it when you wash my car. All of the dirt you've been throwing my way, it ain't so hard to take. That's right. 'Cause I know one day you'll be screaming my name, and I'll just look away. That's right. Just go ahead and hate on me and run your mouth so everyone can hear. Hit me with the words you got and knock me down. Baby, I don't care. Keep it up, take it up, turn around. You wanna be a loser like me. A loser like me. Hey, you over there, keep the L up in the air. Hey, you can throw your six, you can throw your stones, keep it on and watch me glow. Hello and welcome to today's theme. Hi, your fave Katie _22. Thank you for joining. Hope you're all doing amazing. Today's theme is a very interesting one. You may think it's very weird when I say what it is, but it'll make sense. It is Worthless Wednesday. I know what you're thinking. Worthless Wednesday? That's depressing. But it's actually not. I promise. I promise it's not depressing. Okay. So basically, I've talked to so many of you throughout the last couple years, and it's been so fun to get to know you, but I really do see a theme of a lot of people feeling worthless. And it was the feeling of worthlessness is part of what I wrote Smiling about, of just feeling completely and kind of in with feeling hopeless and faithless and worthless. They often kind of go together because it's like when you have no hope, then you don't feel like you have any worth, and then you don't have any faith. You know, it kind of goes all together and in that depression. And I think every single human being in the world has felt the feeling of just feeling completely worthless. And I just think every single person has felt that way. And it's seriously an awful feeling. Like, it really is. It's one of the worst feelings ever. So I thought we would talk about how can we not feel worthless? You know, like, what can we do to help us stop feeling that way? Because every single one of us feels that way. It's an awful feeling. None of us want to feel that way. So, how can we do that? So, I've been thinking a lot about how to not feel worthless, even for myself when I have moments where I feel worthless. How can we not feel that way? Oh, hi, Amelia Ainsworth. So, these are a couple steps that I have found that have helped me not feel as worthless. And you can take these with a grain of salt. One of these may work really well for you. You may have to do all of them. It may be trial and error. I don't know, but let's see. I hope these help you because none of us deserve to feel worthless because none of us are worthless. None of us. Remember that. Number one thing I think is not caring what other people think. So many of us put way too much value on other people's opinions when other people's opinions about us don't matter because I had that feeling of worthless. Yes, so many of us do. I think every single one of us have, just on different levels, and it's a terrible feeling, and we need to find a way to cope with that feeling, manage that feeling, and get rid of it because it's a lie. It's a lie. And I think so many of us put way too much weight on other people's opinions. And Here's the thing. Other people's opinions really don't matter very much because they're you kind of have to have empathy and see where they're coming from because they are coming from their own personal bias. They're coming for their own personal bias against you, and often they want to feel better about themselves. So they're going to find a way to tear you down and like say you're not pretty enough or you're not this enough or your personality isn't cool enough, and it's only because they want to feel like their personality is better. It's all from such an ego centered place. You know what I mean? So, really, don't value others' opinions that much because usually their opinions of you just come from selfish weight and it really doesn't matter what they think, you know? And there's so many people in the world, and so many of us get so offended if one person doesn't like us or if one person doesn't say, you're amazing or give us validation. But the truth is, think about how many people there are in the world, billions of people. There's no way that every single person is ever going to agree on anything ever in the world. And one thing that they're not going to agree on is that they all think you're awesome. And it's like so crazy because any part in your life that you're looking for validation for, whether it's for how smart you think you are, how funny you are, how pretty you are going to be able to find somebody in the world who thinks you're beautiful, and you're going to be able to find somebody in the world who thinks you're ugly. No matter how beautiful you are, or no matter how funny you are, somebody's going to think you're not funny, and you're going to find somebody who thinks you're hilarious. You're going to find somebody who thinks the way you live your life is awful, and find somebody who thinks the way you live your life is awesome, but you're doing a great job. And that's why it's so subjective. And so if you keep living your life searching for those external things and looking for that validation, you're never going to be happy. So might as well just live for yourself because at the end of the day, always some people are going to love what you do and some people are going to hate what you do. So at the end of the day, take all their opinions, throw them away, and don't put your worth on somebody else's opinion because that is giving them way too much power that they don't deserve. And no other human being on the planet should have the power to tell you to make you feel bad about yourself. Like, no bully, no person, because at the end of the day, we are all human beings and we are all equal. And I think we forget about that so much, and society makes us feel like we aren't equal, but we are equal. And especially me coming from a Christian perspective, I really do believe that God made us equally and that none of us are better than the other. Because another thing that we can't do is we can't compare ourselves. It's so many of us compare ourselves all the time. But the thing with comparing ourselves is no matter how close we think somebody else's situation is to us, maybe it's like a family member or a best friend or somebody who is our own age, whenever we compare ourselves to somebody, it's always going to be comparing apples to oranges. It's never going to be comparing apples to apples because you're never going to meet anybody who had the same exact circumstance as you. And so there's no point in even comparing. It's apples and oranges, and they may be stronger in one area than you, like they may be better at math than you, but you may be better at history. You may be better at English. You just don't know. Every apples and oranges. So there's just no point even wasting that energy and comparing yourself. And by not comparing yourself and making a conscious effort every day to not compare yourself to other people on social media and just your friends and the world, and also making a conscious effort to live for yourself and not care what other people think, you will be 10 times happier and you're not going to have that insecurity and you're not going to have that worthlessness feeling that we just don't want. Another thing is obviously accepting yourself. At the end of the day, we all have things that we love about ourselves and we all have things that we hate about ourselves and that we wish we could change. It's just kind of a human thing. Like the grass is always greener on the other side. But it comes to a point where you just kind of need to accept that you were given one life, you were given one body, you were given one mind, one personality, one face, and this is it. So might as well make the best of it. Don't waste time hating things that you can't change about yourself, because you know what? It is what it is, and just live with it and find a way to love it, because that's how you're going to be happy. You know what I mean? And that's how you're going to get to a point of self acceptance. And so many of us feel so worthless and feel so down all the time, but it really just ends up wasting time. However, I do say that another step to not feeling worthless is you can accept that it's okay to not be happy all the time. None of us are going to be happy all the time. We're all going to have our sad moments. And when we have those sad moments, if you need to take, I wouldn't say try not to take too long to like wallow or feel sad, but if you do need to take the rest of the day to just take a break and chill and feel sad, and it's just like, you know what, I feel sad, do it. Don't be so hard on yourself. Like, give yourself grace. And also, another thing with giving yourself grace is know that every day you wake up, it's a miracle. And you're doing something amazing. So many of us are so hard on ourselves, like, we're not doing enough, we're not enough. But just all of us have unique circumstances, all of us have really unique challenges that other people in the world will never fully know about, which is another reason why you shouldn't care what other people think, because nobody knows your exact situation and nobody knows what it's like to live in your shoes unless they're you. You know, they just don't. And they can think that they know your life and they can think they know what you're going through and who you are and what your situation is. But at the end of the day, only you know that. So, and God, only you and God know that. So you have to justify that for yourself and live the life that you want to live. Because at the end of the day, you're the one living your life, not your friend, not your parent, not your teacher, not your whoever. You're living it, not them. And so that's another thing, which is, see, they all kind of come together. That's another thing, which is make your decisions based on your happiness and based on what's going to give you purpose and what's going to give you fulfillment and not what somebody else wants you to do. Because if you live your life based on what other people want you to do, you're always going to be unhappy. And yes, it is really hard to be brave and it's hard to take that risk. Oh, hey, Barco, too. And it's really hard to take that risk to be like, I'm going to live a life that I want to live and not care what other people think. But in the end, it is so worth it. It is the best thing that you could do. Another thing is finding something that gives you purpose, because we all have a purpose in us and it's our job to kind of find it, and it's explore what you love. Find something that you're good at, find something that you love, and just think, what's my most authentic self? Like, what do I love doing? What makes me light up? And find a way to spend as much time doing that thing as possible, because it's going to give you so much worth, purpose, and happiness. Another thing for me, this is very personal, but having a higher being and living for a higher being has helped me so much, because it's given me purpose in my life and it's given me worth in life and made me feel like we're all equal, and has also made me feel like we're all imperfect and equal, and nobody's better than me, nobody's worse than me either, but we're all equal. Which we are all equal. We're all human. We all feel the same emotions. And so there's no reason to ever feel inferior to anybody else. And I always think that's so important, because so many of us feel inferior to other people where there's just no reason to. Another thing is trying to surround yourself around positive people who are going to lift you up, because if you are surrounded by negative people and negative energy, that negative energy just, it wears on you. Like, you feel the negative energy and you can feel the presence of negative people. And especially if somebody's trying to or tell you like you're not good enough, try to remove yourself from them as much as you possibly can. And if you can't remove yourself from them because of situation, we all have those people who we just can't remove ourselves from, and it's so frustrating for whatever reason. Try to substitute that negativity and block out their noise and their hatred with positive people and with positive energy. And the more you surround yourself around those positive things, around those positive people, the bad vibes aren't going to get to you quite as much. Get rid of all the bad vibes in your life. Yes, get rid of as many bad vibes as you can. Jessica, I totally agree with you. Give me a woo woo for my woo woo. There. I feel like a cheerleader when I do that. And also, another thing about life is just like don't take too seriously. So many of us take ourselves seriously and try to impress all these people, do all these things. But at the end of the day, like nobody really cares. Just be yourself and just have fun. You know, don't put so much weight on it. We all could sometimes take stuff too seriously and overthink things. I know I could do that and be an overthinker as well. So it's just like, don't overthink it. Just do it. Have fun. Live your life for you. Oh, I love you too, Holly Steven 7. Thank you for being so sweet. Oh, you're a queen, Jessica. Thank you for being so nice. I really appreciate it. And also, another thing that's super important is not looking for external validation in your life, but looking for internal validation. So not necessarily doing things just to impress somebody else or just to impress your teacher or just to get your teacher to like you or to get your crush to like you, but instead doing things that are going to fulfill you, because that's what's going to bring you happiness. Because the truth is, looking for somebody else's approval for your whole life isn't going to bring you happiness, because they're probably not going to give you approval. Sometimes we can look for approval in people who are just never going to give us approval, like our bullies, like just toxic people who we just want to impress. But they have their own problems, and it's like they're never going to accept you, but it's not because anything's wrong with you. It's because of their own problems. So don't let their problems become your problems, because it's so hard. So many of us have been damaged by these toxic people, and then we just get ruined by them. And it's not fair, because it's them putting their problems onto us, and we shouldn't make those our problems. This is random, but do you like chicken noodle soup? I've actually never had chicken noodle soup in my whole entire life. So I don't know. We all need to stand together. Yes, we do need to stand together and support each other 100%, because we all just need support and we all need love. So we should just always love each other 100%. And then another way is just finding a way that you can have hope and faith in your life. Like, how can I find a way to have hope? If I'm going through a difficult time, how can I have hope for the future? How can I make things better? Kind of like being a problem solver, if that makes sense. Also, another really good thing just to feel worth is to put things in perspective and be grateful. Like, really just be grateful for every single thing and putting things in perspective and being like, you know what? Like, I'm healthy. I woke up today and I feel good. I got to see somebody who I really love. I have somebody in my life who I love and they love me, and that's such a special thing. You know what I mean? Just putting things in perspective, being thankful for absolutely everything, even the things that annoy you. You know, it's like when you wake up in the morning and you have to go to school and you don't want to get up because you're so upset and you're so tired and you want to keep going to sleep. It's like, you know what? I'm thankful that I get to go to school. Like, I'm thankful that I get to get up and go to school and that I have somewhere that I get to go and get to be. You know what I mean? Even though you want to sleep in, which I get, because I get tired. I get tired too. Another thing is realizing that the way society judges us is so dumb and doesn't matter. It's like society puts so much weight on us having achievements and awards. But you know what? That doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter. You don't have to be this amazing track star. You don't have to have this amazing talent. You don't have to be this rich person. You don't have to be the most beautiful person. Because at the end of the day, who really cares? Like, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. It's not going to give you fulfillment in life. It just really isn't. And what really matters is if you're a good person and if you have a good heart. That's what matters. That's what people are going to value. That's what's going to make people like you, not your achievements. You know what I mean? And we put so much weight on these achievements, but they're not going to bring us worth. It's like you see so many people who win Olympics and are so successful, and they're not happy. They don't have worth to them. And it's crazy, but it's just, that's not what's going to give you worth. So don't put so much weight on that, and don't care what society thinks sometimes. You know? You just don't. True, what gives me fulfillment is Jesus. Yes, that's personally what gives me fulfillment too. Absolutely. That has given me so much worth in my life and a purpose and something to live for, which has been so thankful. I'm so thankful for it. But anyways, let's get to some singing, shall we? I think we should. Now, since it is Worthless Wednesday, I did think I would sing kind of a sad song. It is called Summertime Sadness by Lana Del Rey. Because sometimes in the summertime, you're just sad. And sometimes sadness is an emotion in life. And also, another thing about worthlessness is knowing when you have those insecure moments or when you feel full of insecurity, it's somewhat normal. Like, every single person has felt that way. You are so not alone. Like, trust me, even the person who you're looking at on Instagram, who you think is perfect, has insecurities. Like, even people like Kylie Jenner, who seem perfect, have insecurities. Every single person in the world has insecurities, you know? Every single person. How tall are you, Queen? Oh, thanks. And I'm not very tall. I'm 5 foot. But you know what? God made me this way, so I'm not going to hate myself because I'm not 5'10", because it's the only body I have. Before you go, I just wanted you to know you're the best. Red dress on tonight. My hair up real big, beautiful. Feeling alive. Oh my gosh, I felt it in the air. Never told my girl, feeling like a stare. Honey, I'm on fire. I feel it everywhere. Nothing scares me anymore. Sweetheart, before you go. I just wanted you to know. I got that summertime sadness. This is summertime sadness. I got the summertime sadness. Oh, oh, oh. Yes, I got into it. But yeah. And another thing that some of us can do when we're feeling sad is try to change ourselves. But you know what? We should not change ourselves. Sometimes we almost want to make ourselves look like a cheerleader with a scrunchie. But you know what? Here's the thing. If it makes you happy, do it. You know? I don't know. Anyways, this next song, Love the Pink Beauty Pink background. Hee hee. Oh, thank you. I'm so happy that you like the pink background. It's so fun. I love doing it. It's like I feel like I'm in my own little pink world. It's really fun. I recommend
YouTube
it.
is the number one
So
site
now,
for
let's
millions
get a
of creators
cheerleader
online.
hair
But as more
do.
people flood to the platform, it's
How
getting
can-
harder for your content to stand out from the crowd. That's where Sprizzy can help.
It's gonna look so
Meet Tim,
bad.
the lead singer of his band.
But you know what?
Tim
Life is
dreams
about
of
having
touring
fun.
the globe and playing
Don't
for
take
fans
yourself
all
too
around the
seriously.
world.
Oh shoot. Oh shoot. Our perfect life was going so well, like a dream that never ends, but it wouldn't start again. Gaslighting got me under your spell. Even after all this time, I still question if there is. Are you looking for a problem? Are you trying to get sick of me? There ain't nobody as awesome. Well, that's kind of messed up. Whatever, I tried my best. On and off, will we ever make up our minds? On and off, will we ever get off this ride? On and off, will we ever make up our minds? On and off, will we ever get off this ride? Will we ever make up our minds? Will we ever make up our minds? You changes cannot ever commit. Sometimes I think that you're great, other times I curse your name. This isn't cool, but no one will quit. Can't keep going on like this. 13 breakups isn't bliss. Are you looking for a problem? Are you trying to get sick of me? There ain't nobody as awesome. Let's just agree to disagree. Here's the reason why I wanted to pick that song. I wanted to pick that song for multiple reasons. But one reason why I wanted to pick that song is because it is about what a toxic person can do to you. Just a toxic person can really mess with your psyche and really mess with how you feel about yourself and really mess with your worth. And it is just so not fair that they do that. And I think it's our job to try our best, and it's easier said than done, but it's our best to try and not give them that power. And when you're being abused, when somebody is being rude to you, when somebody is not treating you the way you should be, when somebody is gaslighting you and being rude, it is time to say, we should break up. Did the 2 hour talk we had make it better? Oh shoot! Don't know what room you're in, but things are looking worse. I'm so sick of you always losing your temper. Think fast before you talk, your words are such a force. Too lucky for me, drama's killing me. Constant in my life, wasting all my time. Can't keep waiting, trust is fading, we've been here for too long. Thought that we could last forever. I had no you need me, it won't be easy now what we had is gone. We're not gonna be together, we should break up. We should break up. We should break up. Hi. Thank you for joining. Oh, Titanic. Try. And then No Idea. I don't really know that song. How does it go? But near, far, wherever you are, I believe that the whole my gosh, you're from Hawaii? That is so cool, Latin Capio. Oh my gosh, like my whole last song, Why Can't You Be Mine, was Hawaiian theme. So you know what? I'm gonna like sing that song just for you. Why can't you be mine? Why can't you be mine? Don't know why I thought it'd be different this time. Oh, why can't you be mine, 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 mine? Oh, mine, yeah. When I see you dance, and I'm like, hold up. When you're saying things like, hold up, you got my attentions. You got my attentions. I want you now. Whoa, that was fun. I love that one. That's always such a fun one. But anyways, how can we not let those toxic people affect our worth and affect our mental well-being? Here's what I think. I already said it a little bit. But number one, it's empathy. We need to realize what their issues are and why they do this to us. And then learn that it's their problem and not ours. In my personal toxic relationship, the person was trapping me. They were putting me down. They were making me feel terrible about myself. And also it was like anything that I did wasn't enough. Like I couldn't do anything right. And it made me feel for a while really horrible about myself because it was like whatever I did, it wasn't enough. And I would like try to oppress them and try to do things for them. And it was like, if I got an A+, it wasn't enough. If I did any accomplishment, it wasn't enough. No matter what I did, I still wasn't cool enough for them. I still wasn't funny enough for them. And I realized that the reason why no matter what I did was not good enough for them was because of their own insecurity. And that was like a big thing where I finally realized that the reason why I'll never be good enough for them is because they always have to be better than me. And so no matter what I do, if I walk on the moon, if I win a Pulitzer Prize, if I become an Olympian, if I set a world record, it's like no matter what I do, it's always going to be not good enough for them because they're always going to need to be better than me, if that makes sense. So I was like, why am I even trying? And why am I letting their opinion matter and affect my worth? It shouldn't. And I realized how unhealthy it is. And I realized I had to get off and away from them. You're blaming all your problems on me, but for some reason you're here. I know you don't care about my pleas, but you can't disappear. My hands are shaking, the earth is quaking, my heart is breaking now. Stop saying that you'll remember, tell the truth your lies. We broke up one day in December, there's so many times. My hands are shaking, the earth is quaking, my heart's awakening now. I don't want you back, I wish it was simple as that. I don't want you back, I wish it was simple as that. I don't want you back, I wish it was simple as that. I don't want you back, I wish it was simple as that. Oh, the house around, should've stayed ago. I don't want you back, I wish it was simple as that. I don't want you back, I wish it was simple as that. You took advantage of me so far that I couldn't see. I needed more than a stand-in. Now that the damage is done, feels like nobody's won. At least I'm living in my own skin. Who's a victim? Who's a villain? Hiding under a spell. Who's twisted? Who's willing? Sometimes I can't tell. There's way too much confusion here beyond the simple truth. There's more to love than hope and fear that I don't see in you. Gave you every single tear till there was nothing left to lose. Now I finally see this will never be healthy, healthy. Healthy, healthy. They'll never be healthy. And here's another thing. Never let anybody make you feel selfish for leaving somebody for your own mental health. Like, never let anybody do that, because sometimes when you leave those relationships, the people do that to you, and they'll make you feel like you're the villain and like you're the bad person. But you have to do what's right for your, wow, my hair looks insane. I'm sorry. You have to do what's right for your mental health. And never let anybody think that you shouldn't. Hey, Priv.Jujubinhan. Hi, thank you for joining. Sorry, my hair looks insane right now. But I'm really curious. See, that's what happens when you put the scrunchie in. But the doctor is in. Are you ready? So basically, I asked you if you needed any advice. And I said, if you have any advice, DM me. Well, if you need advice or if you have any questions, DM me if you want to hear my advice. So you delivered. You asked for some great advice. So I'm going to give you some advice. Oh my gosh, it's 6:15 a.m. in Hawaii. Good morning. Oh yeah, I forgot it is 3 hours earlier in Hawaii. Oh my gosh, how are you up? You are like an early morning riser. Good for you. I'm very impressed by you. That's amazing. But yeah. So I'm going to give you some advice. But I want to say I'm not a trained professional. Some of my advice may be wrong. I am just a human trying to figure out life like all of us. I don't have all the answers. I'm not God. And I'm going to try my best to give you good advice. I'm going to try my best to not ruin your life, but I can't make any promises. But I'm going to try my best. Another thing is, remember, everything that I say is coming from my own personal bias. So take everything that I say with a grain of salt. Just listen to the parts you want to, or listen to none of it. Just do whatever. You know, Noah's not. Ooh, I like the dance that he made. What was it? I forgot. It's like, nice to know ya, let's do it again. And we did it at a one night stand. Did he make that dance, I think? Really good. You are good at giving advice. Oh, thank you. But anyways, the doctor is in. Let's do it. Okay. First advice. Let's see what this was. I'm so bored all the time. How do I get over boredom? I don't think you should ever feel bored. There are so many things to do. Like, you can find so many things to do that will leave you not bored. I promise you. And it's just about being creative and finding something that you love to do. Finding a passion that you love, and just, if you're bored, use that time to like find something that you love and make it fun. Try to do some painting. Try to like write a TV show. Think out of the box. Like, you could find your passion in something you love doing. Sing, dance, play a cool game. There are so many things you could do. Go outside. The possibilities are endless. Talk to a friend that you love. Like, do absolutely anything. Anything. There is no reason you shouldn't feel bored. There are so many things you could do all the time. Go on TikTok. Talk to somebody. It is so fun. Now let's see. Why did I just get a violation on TikTok? Rude. Rude TikTok. Why does TikTok and YouTube always want to block me? It's so rude. Like, for me, reading helps. Yes, reading could be so awesome. Reading's a great thing to do. How do I start a conversation with my crush? Ooh, that's a hard one. But I would say don't force it. Like, I've been in places where I've like so awkwardly forced conversations with my crushes, and it's been so awkward where I would like look for excuses and like, yes, maybe do look for some type of excuse to talk. Like, maybe if you need to borrow a pencil from somebody, might as well ask your crush, you know what I mean? Or like, if you just happen to be standing outside their classroom, like, that's cool, but don't force it. Don't force it. Like, make sure it's not obvious that you're trying to start a conversation with them. But also just, let the time present itself. Let the universe do its thing and don't force it. Like, let it present itself. But then, if you ever happen to have a time when you are alone together, like, try to think of something you could say. I always think that it's great to compliment them. So, like, if they have, like, cool shoes, be like, oh, I love the design on your shoes. Or, like, for example, if they have a sticker on their computer and it's, like, a certain type of game, be like, oh, that's so cool. You play Minecraft. You have a Minecraft sticker on your thing. Like, starting things like that, making it organic, giving them a compliment, I think is always great because people love to be complimented. Oh, what should I do if my crush doesn't like me? Very good question. Don't care. Guess what? If they don't like you, I know it's hard, but it's not meant to be, and they're not the one for you because you want somebody who's gonna love you. Like, you want somebody who's gonna accept you fully and love you for who you are, and that person is out there. And if it's not that person, whatever. There are a billion more people. You will find another person. It's not meant to be. So there's really no reason in being super, super upset. I know it's hurtful, but also try to not take it personally because everybody's different, and know that, and almost thank them for sparing you the time and energy, you know? What should I do if I'm failing at a certain class? Ooh, I'm sorry, that's a tough one. Definitely really definitely really make sure that you spend more time on that subject. Like, it's so much easy because usually if we're failing a subject, that's a subject that we don't really like or aren't very good at, so we don't want to spend the time at it. It's like you want to do your English first because you love English, and then you're like hate math, so you're like, I'll do math later. But attack the subject that you're not as good at, like the one that you're not doing as well with, first. Another one is if you're failing a class, don't be afraid to ask for help. Like, don't be afraid to ask for help. There's nothing wrong with asking for help. We all need it. Like, you know, so like, ask your parents for help. If you know a friend who's really good at it, ask them for help. Also, YouTube is amazing. Like, YouTube can help anything. Watching lectures online in the subject that you're doing really helps, and just like finding some way that it clicks. Also realizing what type of learner you are. Like, am I a visual learner? Does watching a YouTube video help? Does reading a textbook help me? Does doing practice questions help me? And just realizing what type of learner you are, and really realizing what will help me understand this material. And don't feel bad about it. Like, don't feel bad. We all have strengths. We all have weaknesses. We're all human. So don't be mad at yourself. Just try your best. That's all you can do. Bye, Caroline. Thank you all. Thank you. I really hope that helped. Good luck. The best. And then, how do I feel with feeling like I'm not cool enough? A lot of us feel this way, but I think it is so important that we know cool is subjective. Like, what even is cool? Like, what does cool even mean? You know what I mean? It's like, there's so many different versions of cool, and for me, it's like things that I find cool, other people aren't going to find cool. and things that other people think are cool, I don't think are cool. Like people think drinking and smoking is cool. I don't think drinking and smoking is cool at all. Like at all. I think that's like the least cool thing ever. So it's just be cool to yourself. Like it's that thing again with not living for other people. Like don't live for the popular people what they think is cool. Like live for what your cool is. And the truth is being cool is not trying to be cool. Like, you know what I mean? Not trying to be cool isn't cool. Like, the people who are cool are just the people who are confident and have that attitude of, like, this is me, this is who I am, take it or leave it. Like, that's cool. That's what's cool. And own your nerdiness. Like, we all have nerd in us. We all have, like, whatever in us. It's like the loser like me song, you know? Don't take it so seriously. We're all good. We're all good. Anyways, I thought I would end with a little song called Smiling. But I thought I would perform it in a different type of way. In a sad version way. Are you ready? Let's do it. I know that I gotta hide. Wish the world was on my side. Try to deal with everything. Many moments fade from my mind. Can't even tell myself. How can I tell somebody else that I'm in misery and pain so insane? And it's driving me crazy. Right and wrong, I have to figure out. When I'm feeling up, life always brings me down. I'd rather be lost than ever be found. Try all they want, they'll never figure me out. People never care about who you are. Why would I show them all of my scars? Rather be lost than ever be found. Try all they want, they'll never figure me out. People never care about who you are. Why would I show them all of my scars? Keep you in the dark, hide you from my heart. 'Cause I'm smiling, yeah, I'm smiling on the outside. Know it from the start, tearing me apart. But I'm dying on the inside. Try to change the way I feel, but cheap talks won't work on me. Wanna know if this is real? I'll show the face I want you to see. Been days since I last slept, so many thoughts left to forget. But my dreams set me free every day. Must believe in a new reality. I know I'm not alone, but I'm losing doubt. I try to keep the faith, but I don't know how. I'd rather be lost than ever be found. Try all they want, they'll never figure me out. People never care about who you are. Why would I show them all of my scars? 'Cause there's a side of me you won't see. No, you'll never meet the real me. There's a side of me you won't see. No, you'll never meet the real me. I've been on the low, I've been taking my time. I feel like I'm out of my mind. It feels like my life ain't mine. I don't wanna die. I don't wanna die. they never be found. Try all they want, they'll never figure me out. People never care about who you are. Why would I show them all of my scars? Keep you in the dark. Smiling on the outside, hide you from my heart. But I'm dying on the inside, know it from the start. I'm smiling on the outside, tearing me apart. But I'm dying on the inside. That was Worthless Wednesday. I hope it made you feel a little less worthless and not alone. Remember that we all have those feelings of worthlessness and self-doubt, but all we can do is try our best to cope and manage and get through them. And I know that we will get through these hard times and find our worth and find our hope. But know that it's okay to feel sad. It's okay, but let's keep fighting and let's keep going through it because we all have amazing futures ahead of us. I love you so much. Have a great day. Thank you for joining. Bye. Bye. Thank you for joining.